intro, probably not anymore, but when you would Shazam Squabble Up, and before the album drop, it would tell you that the song was not like us. It would bring it up, and then it would lead you to Apple Music so you could play it, you could stream it or whatever, right? Right. So our next topic is the Drake lawsuit, right? So Drake filed a lawsuit through his LLC. Actually filed two. His first one was through the LLC in New York against Universal Music Group and Spotify because he's accusing them of artificially inflating the streaming numbers for Not Like Us, right? And some of the accusations are similar to that, right? So for me, I experienced that where you Shazam the song and it would take you to Not Like Us, but apparently there was an issue where if you ask Siri to stream Certified Lover Boy, it would stream Not Like Us, right? Yeah, because the song says Certified Pedophile, right? Yes. Right. And so it was taking users to that. Okay. I didn't experience that, but things of that nature are in this this lawsuit, right? And like I said, he filed one in New York. He filed one in Texas. I think where he lives, where his property's at in there. Anyway,
that's H-Town now, right?
Yeah. Anyway,
oh, sidebar. Have you guys been to Houston at all? Yo, go to Trill Burgers. I swear to God, yo, Bun B got
Bun B spot,
bro.
Yeah. I heard that shit.
That place is, bro.
I heard
that place is insanely good, bro. Shout to Bun B. That shit is. Yeah, Trill Burgers is fire, bro.
Yeah, I heard it was.
You go to
fire,
Houston,
bro.
Take a pit stop over there.
Yeah, man, I was gonna fly over there to Houston not too long ago to do a video with one of the artists down there. His name GT Garza.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, man, he's kind of a big deal down there.
Okay, dope. Yeah. Shout out to Houston, man. Houston got a lot of great artists there. So okay, so he filed out of Houston.
Yeah, for sure. Anyhow, yeah, he filed his lawsuits, and he's accusing them of working to inflate the numbers, right? Which works against him in more than one way, right? Takes money out of his pocket. Right. People trying to stream his music, they can't get to his music. Right. People are being directed to the song, whether it's through those types of nefarious means, right? Where the Universal Music Group and Spotify are trying to circumvent, the regular ways of finding music and moving people to that song, or just flat out paying DJs to play the music, which apparently is against the law. I would have thought payola. I didn't know nothing about that till I read the complaint, but apparently that's been an issue and against the law since the 30s or something like that. Yeah. Which is crazy because to me it would make sense. It was like, hey, I got this dude, right? He's my people. I'm trying to put him on, right? Here's some money, right?
Yeah.
Nah,
it's against the law.
Absolutely, bro. That shit is wild. Man. Anyway, I mean, it makes sense. Excuse me, it makes sense because it makes an even playing field for everybody. But I mean, that shit is happening, bro. They're paying, and it was all over. Man. Almost 1 billion streams. Is like. Since it dropped, it's almost 1 billion. It's just shy of 1 billion streams at this point. It's like 900 and
not
some
like us, you talking about.
Million. Yeah. Not
so
like us,
I had read that. It's not a lawsuit, but it's a petition for them to gain evidence. Because I think in the state of New York, you have the ability to do kind of a pre. I
think you're right.
Pre something to.
He's trying to file a civil RICO. Is what this says.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he's trying to file civil. So they're trying to gain evidence. That's right. That's what I did.
Yeah, they're trying to gain it. Now I heard his excuse as to why, which we'll get into in a minute.
Whose excuse?
Well, Drake basically said the reason that he's doing it, which I think is bullshit. But we'll get into that momentarily.
Interesting.
But it's important that look. First and foremost, do you have any thoughts on it in general? Like what do you think? Do you think this is a fucking good move for Drake? Do you think this is fucking a bad move for him?
Look,
what do you think as a Drake fan?
I feel like calling this man a pedophile is way out of bounds, bro. That's
I mean,
way out of bounds, bro. Okay. Like without any like evidence, right? Like following young athletes on social media isn't necessarily something that I would do, right? But I'm not Drake. I'm not an international celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And like giving somebody a look that they wouldn't get anywhere else is something that he's known for, right? Puts rappers on, puts, athletes. He was
He's a mega star.
yeah, he was going to Zion's games when Zion was still playing high school, right? Like showing love like that. And it wasn't just to young ladies, right? It was young men. It was athlete. Anybody that had something that they were doing, right? They were putting on, bro. He was supporting them in a big way. And I think, to call somebody out their name like that, bro, like, ooh, that's horrible, bro.
Vinny, what you think? You a rapper, you an aspiring artist, like, what do you think about the situation from your vantage point?
Man, if he plays that song at the Super Bowl,
It's a rap.
man, it's a rap. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he's trying to avoid.
It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. Well, some people were saying, it's funny you bring that up because I was reading a lot of. So I'm an interesting character, all right, because I don't read the comments on social media because a lot of people sometimes, they pick sides. They don't know the whole story, and we don't really know the full story either. We just know what's in the complaint, but a lot of people who don't know what the fuck they talking about control the narrative via the comments, right? Yeah. But I remember seeing this shit. It was like, Drake's doing this to stop him from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. I don't believe that. He's gonna play regardless. It's the #1 record in the fucking world. Yeah. It literally took 2024 by storm.
Cheated. Because he cheated, bro.
I mean, listen, bro.
It's because he cheated. That's what we're talking about.
Let's
We're
talk
literally
about
talking
that.
about.
So
I
to
experienced
me-
this firsthand, and I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that possibility, but it took you back to that song.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of that song.
I mean, listen, I think, okay.
If you Shazam any other song and it doesn't know the song, it'll tell you it don't know
Say
it.
you don't know it.
It'll just say that it can't find a song.
That happened to me the other day with a shout to DJ Technician. He was on Rock the Bells the other day, and he was playing this Method Man record. It gotta be new. But
Yeah.
like Shazam, like, what the fuck is this Method Man record?
Absolutely, bro. Yes.
I got the
I'm
exclusive.
surprised it didn't take you to Not Like Us.
Stop
Cheating
it.
ass motherfucker. Yeah, bro.
So here's my thing, right? So here's my whole take on this shit, right? So I've been in the industry for a long time, and this streaming shit is very new to independent guys like me because when you work for the largest distributor of independent music, there's a lot of things you don't know until you're in the field, right? Yeah. So do I think it's a possibility that Shazam could have been diverted? It's possible. I've had situations where my wife will tell Siri, she don't know the name of the artist, she don't know the name of the song, but she'll say, 3-4 words from the the record, and then boom, it takes you to the record, right? So could it be that, hey, I want you to play Drake, Certified Lover Boy, and maybe it pulls up Not Like Us because he's saying Certified Lover Boy. Maybe it's catching the lyrics. We won't know what Shazam's way of getting the music back to the consumer because they're not going to give us that information. So there could be some credence to that. There could very well be. Here's my fucking issue with it, bro. Here's my fucking issue with it. This is battle rap. This is hip hop. So from a culture standpoint, what are we really doing?
Excuse me.
Drake has been a top tier artist for a very long time.
Yeah.
And well deservingly. Mm-hmm. We know Drake is great at what he does, right? Whether it be the R&B route, the hip hop route. Drake is a star. He's an incredible artist. Mm-hmm. He up there with it. You're on a perch up here that no one can get to. Mm-hmm. You're the only one up here. Don't come down here and try to set the rules up. I'll give you an example. We'll go back to Pusha T real quick. When Push dropped, what was the record? And maybe you know, I can't remember. And I don't remember the Push record either, the name of it. But what was the first record that Drake dissed Pusha on? When he talked about his wife. Do you remember the name of the record?
It wasn't Duppy.
Duppy. Okay. So we're going to take you back in time for a minute. He drops Duppy. Mm-hmm. Name drops his wife. Mm-hmm. Push Sees Red drops the story of Adnan, right? Mm-hmm. Which arguably is probably one of the greatest diss records of all time. Top 10. That motherfucker went crazy. Drake then proceeds to go on Elliot Wilson's podcast and say, yo, you talked about 40 having MS. That's crazy to me. Like, you went too far. My guy, you are up here making billions and millions and trillions of dollars doing what you do. You can't come back down to the culture and tell us what the rules are. There is no rules to warfare, my guy. So that's number one. This is example one with Drake. Now come the second example. You have your spat with Kendrick. We talked up, me and Tim talked about it here. He was sitting over here, so we talked about the Kendrick battle for a little bit. Drake underestimated Kendrick lyrically, and he lost the battle. He just lost. It is what it is, bro. It's all good. Drake is still Drake. Drake's gonna be all right. I feel like him doing this move, it's making him look like a certified hoe, to be honest. Because you don't sit here and tell us, the general public, that you're doing this for independent artists. I don't know if you read the complaint in full. Did you get a chance to read it all?
The first one, not the second one.
Oh, okay.
I didn't read the second one.
I didn't read the second one, but I read the first one when it came. There's language in that specific document that Drake is accusing Spotify of cutting their rate 30% to give to Kendrick. Like, do we not think that doesn't happen to all kinds of artists? Fucking UMG is in bed with Spotify. They have ownership of Spotify. So if Drake has a problem with it, cool. Go down this path, do what you do. But don't act like you didn't get that preferential treatment as well when you was on your shit. Don't tell me you got a 30, like you didn't get a 30% cut, because you did. It's Trumpian to me. Remember when Trump was like, yo, the election was rigged because I didn't win. I know what they're doing because I did it, but because I didn't win, y'all motherfuckers is at fault. Nah, I mean, he didn't say that specifically, but you catch my drift. You put down what I'm picking. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
A little bit.
But my whole issue is that this is hip hop. And if UMG is doing this to Kendrick or with Kendrick, for whatever reason, you did the same thing as well, Drake. And you might have affected another artist underneath you. So I don't like the narrative that's being spun now by Drake and his team to say, hey, we're doing this for the independent artists. We're doing this to help the culture and the industry out. No, you're not. You didn't give a fuck 5 years ago when it was happening.
Yeah.
Right? So to me, I think it's painting him in a worse picture than what he was before.
I think everybody who's got an opinion on Drake already has an opinion on Drake. Like, the people that like Drake really fuck with Drake. The people that don't fuck with him at all. And at this point, everybody knows Drake is not gonna punch Kendrick Lamar in the face. Everybody knows he's not gonna see him and do what a grown man should do if somebody calls him a pedophile and fuck him up, right? We all know that's not gonna happen. But hold on. If you like Drake, right? You don't.
I get it.
Doing this doesn't necessarily sway your opinion. Like, oh, fucking Drake's a bitch because he's filing this thing in court. No, people who like Drake don't give a damn. They're like, yeah, file that shit.
File that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
No. There's a lot of truth to that, and I think that's why I'm so disappointed in it, because I truly don't think Drake is way up here. Like, he's a pop star. Like, Kendrick's culture. So it's like, let's be real. The gap between Kendrick and Drake from a popularity standpoint is so far, right? And it's creeping up now, I think, and Drake is upset about it.
I mean, you just said, Kendrick Lamar has an album in the top 100. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner and all that shit, bro. Like, this dude is not unknown. He's not an innocent bystander, bro.
A level of a Drake.
You know what I'm
let's
saying?
Be real. Drake drops a record with an unknown.
Drake is doing what Drake knows how to do when somebody called him a pedophile, bro. I'm telling you, right,
pick up the mic, my nigga. Like,
bro, I'm telling he can't do that though.
Why though?
Because he lost already, bro. What are you gonna do? It's like have you seen that one interview? It's a little kid and he's sitting there talking to what's his name? Rampage, right? He's having an interview with Rampage Jackson, right? Okay. And he's like, hey, what would you do? Do you think Bones Jones could beat you with a, he's like, what would you do if Bones Jones shot you or something like that? And he's like, oh, Bones Jones shot me. He's like, I'd kill him. And the kid's like, well, how would you kill him with no weapon? He's like, you couldn't even beat him in a MMA fight. He's like, he already beat you up. And that's, at the end of the day, like, when these fools go in the ring and they beat each other up, right? Like, you can't beat Bones Jones up. Like, you already know that. What else are you gonna do? Drake he's not gonna do it again. He's already exhausted all of his options, and at this point, this is all he has left because he won't get physical, right?
Right. But why does it gotta go down that path,
if somebody called
hip-hop.
if somebody called you
Yeah,
a pedophile, it's hands on, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, right?
Yeah,
No
right
questions
away,
asked, right? There's several phrases that you cannot say to a grown man without this
without repercussions?
A certain grown man, right? Taking flight, right? Absolutely. Drake's not that. So he's doing what he can. All he knows how to do at this point is this. This is it. This is all he has left. He can't fight. He's not gonna fight. He can't out rap Kendrick. He already tried.
Right.
And this is coming from somebody who really fucks with Drake. I like Drake a lot.
That's why I love this conversation because I know you.
But he
Drake
can't do none
Drake
of that.
too,
This
man.
is his only option
Right.
at this point, right? We're gonna go to court about this. We're gonna go to court behind this. That's it. And once it's done, if he wins, it'll all be behind him. People forget about it. Drake will drop an album in the summertime, and nobody will even remember that he sued this fool.
That's my angle. Is like you don't need to go down this path because what is hurting is it's hurting your.
Oh yeah,
I think it's hurting your image within the culture.
You're filing a civil RICO in the complaint
Bro,
that
he's
you
being a
read.
Karen
It
right
says
now.
in there,
Like you're literally being a Karen right now.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
definitely
Like, what are
dumbed
you
it down.
doing?
Yes, bro. He's us.
You
dog.
call me a pedophile.
Nobody's calling this fool a snitch, and it literally says that he's trying to file a civil RICO, not a citizen's arrest, a civil RICO,
That's
bro.
insane, bro.
This private citizen is trying to be like, y'all are
Now,
a gang.
word?
I don't know. It's in there. Read the second complaint, the one that's filed in
you're talking
Texas.
about okay, I didn't
Yes,
see
it's
that.
in there. It talks about how he's trying to gain evidence for the RICO.
Here's the crazy thing to me. Like, I come from hip hop. I'm a student of the game. I've been around this shit for a long time. I've seen battles. Like, I've seen like street battles go around, like battle raps. Like, I remember when Math Hoffa smacked the shit out of the dude. Like, man, because I'm still like, he smacked somebody in a battle. Like,
man,
you know what I'm saying?
styling
Like,
on you. Yes.
like,
Oh, bro,
I've
that
seen
was
things like that.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
throwback.
saying? And I get it. Like, I understand there's like a manhood thing to it. Like, you call me out my manhood, like, let's fight. But then I also, for me, it's the competitive side. Like, yo, pick the pen up, right? Rest in peace, my mentor, DJ K. Slay. He was one of those guys, like, when 50 and Kiss were going at it during, like, the height of the G-Unit thing. It was always like, yo, once y'all get your shit out, y'all gonna come together and y'all gonna shake hands and we gonna keep this shit hip-hop. Like, no violence, you feel me? So I was hoping that when this battle came, because arguably, I mean, this Drake versus Kendrick battle it might be the greatest fucking battle we've ever seen before, right? From a numbers perspective, from a skill perspective, like all of these things, it's the fucking grandest of the grandest, right? But I always wanted and I always felt from the culture standpoint, you pick the mic up, you do your thing, take your L, go away for a little while, right? Come back. Drake, you good. You're going to drop, whatever you're going to drop, and people are going to love you because you have that aura with people. You have that it factor with people, right? Like, not anybody can take an L from a battle and just come back. But now I'm at a point where I don't think he's going to come back from this, my G.
I think the problem is he called him a pedophile, bro. I think you're just skating over
Battle
that.
rap. But
You're just skating over that like it ain't a
Yeah,
big
man, that
bro.
is a big thing.
Everybody in the world is yelling that shit out in the club. Certified pedophile. Bro, I'll kill you, bro.
So that's kind of like
bro. Yeah, no.
So let me ask you this,
homie.
right? Like,
No.
I get it, but like, when do we turn it from the battle to crossing over to, so this second lawsuit, from what I had read, I just read the article, that it's more of like Universal's basically responding and saying, hey, if you have a problem with this, you need to be suing Kendrick.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
But hold that thought. If Kendrick defamed Drake, didn't Drake do the same thing with Kendrick and his wife? Like, couldn't Kendrick's wife do the same thing technically?
But Kendrick really hit her, right?
We don't know that.
Really socked her up. I mean, there was a news article. You could find a news clip of it, right?
Did that really happen though?
You could find a news clip.
Did it happen?
I mean, I'm pretty sure if we go looking, you could
But
find
like,
the news clip.
did Drake really touch somebody? Did he touch
And
a child?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
How do we know it happened?
Let me tell you something, bro. If I got on social media, right? If I had the platform that Drake has, and I got on social media, and I said, Vinny hit his wife,
right,
at the hotel room in Las Vegas, she wouldn't immediately stand up the next day, that day, and be like, that never happened, bro. That never happened. That never happened. They're dancing in a music video together, bro. She went as far as to put the kids in the music video and to dance together, but she never said, he didn't hit me. You're tripping, bro. She would have said, if he didn't hit her, she would have said it. She would have been like, nah, that never happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would have said something, bro.
That's where I can't vibe with it either, because it's like, bro, like, okay, let's take it back to Jay and Nas, right? When Jay and Nas was at the height, bro.
Yo.
Bro, I mean, Jay said a lot of shit about Nas that might have not been true. I mean, he said he banged his baby mother, but did he really skeet on a baby seat? Like, if we're gonna get technical, I don't know.
Was he really doing Tybo?
Right. I think Jay did Tybo, because I do remember seeing a video of Jay doing some type of action. I do remember that.
No.
I'm a fan, bro. I remember seeing a video
that.
like
My
that.
God,
you know
bro.
what? I think it was an MTV. Remember when they used to do MTV Diaries? You remember that? Do you remember that?
No.
No. Bro, so MTV used to do these specials, right? It's like a 30-minute joint, right? Where they would walk with an artist through like they date.
Yeah.
And I swear, bro, I could have seen Jay in the gym with gloves doing some type of Tybo shit. That might be true. I haven't seen the video. But what the message I'm trying to convey, though, bro, is that in battle rap, shit gets blown out of, like, it's battle rap. Like, no Vaseline. Like, there's so many examples of things that have been said by rappers to other rappers that might have not been true. Like, did Eazy-E really get fucked by Jerry Heller? I don't know.
But
right, so what does it matter? It's battle rap, my G.
Yeah, but
that's
for me,
my issue with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I understand that. But I feel
Drake
like
feels some way about it, which obviously he's heard about it, and I get it. Like this was detrimental. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When this battle first started, I don't know if I told you, but I remember when the battle first started. And I heard push-ups, so, you know, we heard like that, right?
Yes.
Then we heard push-ups. I'm like, we got a battle on our hands. I was excited. I'm like, yo, Drake, let's go, because I know what Drake can do. And then I think when it got personal, because Drake uses that same formula in battle rap, his angle is to talk about the wife, to the girlfriend. He did that shit with Push. Push fucking burned him. And then he did the same shit with Joe Budden. And I want to bring up a point about Joe Budden. When Joe and Drake were having their issues, fucking Drake did the same thing to Joe. I think he was saying, yo, you beat Sin or whoever he was dating at the time. So Drake keeps using this angle and it backfires. So Drake, take your L. You got your ass kicked. Go sit down in some Caribbean island, regroup, go away for a little while. Come back, you're going to be all right. But he keeps pressing it. And I think I saw something, too, that Not Like Us is up for over 450% since the lawsuit hit.
I was just going to say,
she's driving more attention to it.
Reading the petition, going through the petition and going through the summarized versions and reading through all of this information to have this conversation with you today, I was led to the song 3-4 times. I was led to the video several times. You know what I'm saying? So all these people going, like, it's just restarting. That is true for sure.
Do you
Absolutely.
Okay, so minus the Drake battle side, like, I think we're all in unison that, you know, he took the L. He needs to take the L. He needs to go home and regroup. He needs to figure his shit out. I'm going to come back to that point in a minute, because I'm going to tell you why he's not going away. And I'm going to tell you why there's so much at stake for him, because he brings in the fucking money to UMG. He can't just go away, bro. He's got to figure something out. But do you think that UMG conspired, Universal Music Group conspired with Kendrick to make this song what it is now? Or do you think this is just the record, this is the timing, this is just what happens when you have a great record, you have good timing, and you put out something that culturally shifts the world, bro?
I'm not.
Do you think bots were driven towards?
Yeah. I absolutely think there has
Every
to be.
artist
There was
has
some
bots.
sort of manipulation. I don't think. I'm not to discredit Kendrick Lamar is great. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not to discredit any of, you know, but I definitely think in this instance, yeah, absolutely.
So
I
so a
think
lot
there's
of
definitely
people
some
online
manipulation.
were talking about how, like, you know, Drake was renegotiating or in the process of renegotiating, and this is a tactic from UMG to not
Lower
give him
his
the money
value.
he's looking.
Right, absolutely.
Which, you know, look, Drake said what the fuck is this, a 20v1? I mean, a lot of people were going at him at a very interesting time, right? So could there be truth to that credence? Possibly, right? But a lot of people online were talking like, hey, look, I'm at a stage now where it's like everyone's coming after Drake. See, that's bullshit. Stop it. Who said that? The internet saying that shit?
Michael Jackson? How they
Bro,
killed him
get the
because he was trying to get his masters, or he was trying to get his.
That's true.
Yeah.
But there is Drake or someone trying to defend Drake like that?
No, not like that, but like they're just saying like there's similarities. Saying, like,
Get
you
the
know,
fuck.
I read that. I heard the same.
That's insane.
I saw the same thing. Anytime I say I read that, I usually mean I saw it on Instagram or TikTok. I didn't read shit. I seen it.
I seen a post.
Yes.
I seen a post. Nah, but I mean, listen, I truly believe, disclaimer, you could agree with me or not, I believe that they killed Michael Jackson. And if you see what's happening now with his estate and all the publishing he had, they're selling it
He
now.
said before, he's
They
like, they're
knew-
trying to kill me.
Right.
LaToya Jackson,
Yeah.
she said that he told her
Yeah.
that they were trying to kill him.
Absolutely.
Like, they're going to kill me.
He had that much power.
And he died.
Right. He owned so much music. I can't remember the percentage, and motherfuckers want to fact check, but I know he owned
The
so
Beatles
much of
catalog?
He owned the Beatles, but he also owned all of Sony BMG, my guy.
Who
So
has it
any-
now? Who owns it now?
His family's selling it back to fucking Sony, bro. That's why they killed that motherfucker, bro. So that if I hope they're not trying to go like Drake, stop. His people, his fans, like, yo, you gotta stop it, bro. Like, take the L. It's all good, my G. You'll be back. But what I want to ask you though is there bots potentially being driven? I'm gonna tell y'all now. Every artist that you see at the top, whether it would have been Migos, Drake, Kendrick, there's some sort of bots out there. That's
Yeah.
how this shit goes.
Absolutely.
These numbers are so inflated. And the crazy thing is that Spotify is in bed with these distributors. And to me, that is insane, my guy. How were you that has to be illegal. Like, there has to be some form of that not being, like, that's not right.
The NFL plays DraftKings commercials, bro. It's the same thing.
They're controlling the
People
narrative.
only
That's
want
what it
money,
is.
That's
bro.
insane, my
Everybody's
guy. Like,
everybody's
I know.
about trying to get some paper.
It's all
bro.
about the stock
No,
market.
that
It's all
nobody cares
about-
about how it looks or the morals anymore.
That's
If they can get some
insane
paper,
to me,
that's all they
bro.
want, bro.
So, I mean, on a positive, so, let's talk about the positive and potentially the negative, right? Can the positive be that I feel the industry needs to be shaken up? And I think this is a lesson to independent artists that build your relationships, get in with the DJs. Let's go to you, 98. Like, build your relationship with DJs
Yeah.
locally in your region. Build good relationships with PR people who are in the know with the industry, and try to build your buzz up organically, because the major labels got this shit on a chokehold. They can go deliver 100 million bots on a Migo record, just so you have the perception like, holy shit, this is popular. It might be a terrible song. It might not be what you're looking for. But remember, perception is reality. If Drake's got 1 billion streams, he's got to be number one. You feel me? And I think that in this day and age where everything is smoke and mirrors, we gotta cut through the bullshit and realize, hey, these guys at UMG, these guys at these major labels, they are controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
And there's so much money at stake, as you mentioned. There is no more. Like, the artist is literally getting the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
And, I mentioned it earlier. Drake was saying, yo, I'm doing this for... Someone in his camp put out a statement or something. They was like, yo, why is Drake doing this? And Drake basically said, oh, I'm doing this for the independent artist or the people coming, because this isn't fair. And it's like, my guy, like, with all due respect, we love you up here, bro. Like, yo, stay up there. Don't be coming down here trying to help, because you could have done that shit when Scorpion dropped. I remember when Scorpion came out, that shit was everywhere. This guy was on, like, gospel playlists. You feel me? Like, you use the same tactics that Kendrick is using currently. And at the end of the day, don't cry foul when someone plays the game better than you. That's my point. It's like I said earlier, it reminds me of Donald Trump, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you lost, my G. Like, keep it moving. Go back home. Think about what happened. That's what happens with us, right? When we fuck up, right? What happens? We go home, we ponder about it, we sit and think and say, yo, how can I execute better next time?
I'll go home and think about revenge. Fuck that, bro.
Being called a pedophile, bro. God
Yeah,
damn,
bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's the shit that you just can't.
I got another question for you though too, because you're an artist, right? So like, on your come up, right? Because I want to talk a little about your project here in a minute.
Yeah.
And I know we got another topic I want to touch on, which is important to me, which is the Sean documentary. When you started rapping, like, first and foremost, when did you start writing raps? How old were you?
Man, I was young, you know what I'm saying? I just used to sketch it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Just really trying to put it together and
Right.
just freestyling with the homies, you know what I'm saying? And then I really started recording, I'll say probably about 5-6 years ago whenever I found a good
did you
spot in
come
my
up?
life.
Did you come up battling people? Like, did you run up on
Nah,
like, yo,
man,
I'll
I wouldn't
battle
be
you,
able to
man?
battle somebody, man.
So you didn't come up from that circuit. So you
I have a short
your
temper,
credence is kind of more for him is like, yo, if someone calls you out, you gonna take it to the street.
Yeah, man, because if somebody
You ain't
like,
gonna pick the pen up and rap if it's another
man,
artist.
See, the thing is, man, like, when somebody calls you out of your name, I don't know if it's like that in New York, but down here in New Mexico, man, like if somebody calls you a bitch or a pussy or something.
Look, bro, let me tell you, don't act like the street rules don't apply to motherfuckers in New York. But I'm
But
just
yeah, well,
saying,
it's a little
like,
bit different in every hood.
Nah,
You know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
you. I get you. But my whole thing is that, and this whole conversation is about what's the difference between going the Karen route,
I think-
and complaining, or saying, yo, I'm in this hip hop culture.
Yeah.
Let's keep the peace, no violence. Let me put that shit on wax.
Folks-
I
Keep
see
it on
what you're
wax.
saying too.
Folks understand hip hop better in New York. I think is the thing is like hip hop has these guidelines. It's like the birthplace of hip hop and what hip hop is about and all that. And all people know in Albuquerque is fight you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
real shit.
no,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
like that in New
people
York,
here-
too.
and
I mean,
I'm
I'm not
not
saying
proud.
that.
That's not something I'm proud of, right?
Right.
New York, our Albuquerque's like
Is what it is.
far behind in
Right.
schools and all that. That's where I'm raising my kids
everything.
at. This is not something that I wish I could. I love my city, but I wish I could take my kids out of here.
Right.
But I think that when you're rapping in New York, it's like, bro, like that's all understood. And if you it's almost looked down upon by the people that like it might be some real hip hop heads in the crowd watching you battle somebody, and if you take something wrong and you swing on somebody, they're gonna look down on you like, oh, you didn't keep it hip hop, or well, you didn't, you didn't do your. And over here,
I mean, listen,
I think that's what the difference is, though. It's like hip hop is like well respected and taken super seriously in New York, and out here in Albuquerque, it's just like. Nobody's, I mean, no disrespect. Like, I heard your shit and I like it a lot. But I'm saying, like, nobody's really blown up from here. It's not like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
I get it. I think
Commission.
It's like that everywhere, though. I think that there are some people who don't look at the culture side and they're like, yo, you call my name out, we gonna fight. Bro,
Yo.
I run Chrome 23 with Remy. We've put on umpteen cards and I've had girls literally rip each other's hair out because there's drama involved with it. So trust me, that comes with the territory. I get that, right? But I thought from that level of these two guys, like, what did Kendrick say on Euphoria? He says, it's a friendly fade. Let's keep it that way, right? So I really thought it was gonna be like that. And again, we could probably debate on who caused what and who decided to take it too far. And is there really a taking too far? In my opinion, is fuck your mother, fuck your grandmother, fuck your kids, fuck your dead uncle. Like, it can go any way because that's hip hop. Like, we battle on wax. If we want to shake hands afterwards, cool. If not, we keep it moving. But trust me, I'm going to be the victor because I'm about to tear you apart.
See, then
You
I
feel
think
me?
everybody just
The commission.